it is my privilege and honor to welcome the new head coach of the Denver Broncos, Sean Payton.
Super Bowl winning head coach Sean Payton is officially a Bronco. The team just wrapped up introducing him a few minutes ago, so we want to bring in our expert here, 9 News Sports Director Rod Mackey, to break things down. Rod, what did we learn about the new ownership group's first big hire?
I mean, I thought it was really interesting. Both the ownership group and Sean Payton talked about how this process took longer than they wanted. I think Broncos country got frustrated with it as well. I mean, it's been nearly 40 days since they fired Nathaniel Hackett. It took a long time. There were 8 candidates they talked to, according to Greg Penner, 8 great candidates. But in the end, the Broncos got the guy they wanted, and Sean Payton said this is the team he wanted. He had talked to 4 different teams, but the Broncos had everything he needed. They had the front office, the ownership, and they had that passion, the passion that Broncos country brings, plus the quarterback, obviously a big topic. I thought one of the most interesting parts during today's press conference is when Sean Payton talked about how his former quarterback, Drew Brees, said to him, "Russ is wearing me out." Russ wanted Sean Payton, a guy that could kind of help fix him, so to speak, and I think this is the guy that does it. There's a lot of reasons that a team can be better. The biggest reason for the Bronco is to make that quarterback, who is locked in here for quite a while, Russell Wilson, the guy he once was, and hopefully Sean Payton, Erica, is the guy who can do that.
I certainly think it is. I think this is giving Broncos country quite the resurgence and excitement looking ahead to the season. So, Rod, thank you so much for breaking it up.
And it was interesting to hear what they had to say as far as Payton, as far as Greg Penner, kind of the relationship they had. In fact, we have a little bit from the press conference, those two talking about that.
We're working, but a little bit less visibility on social media and all those other things. Like, we're going to get to work. And ultimately, it's how we do in the fall. So we kind of go from there, and then we kind of earn it with our fans. And we've got fantastic fans that will appreciate that.
Sean pours his heart and soul into winning, and players respond to his enthusiasm, creativity, and genuine love of the game. In just a few days here in our building last week, he's already bringing that energy and passion into our building and organization. Let me also say to Broncos country, thank you for your patience.
Another thing Sean Payton said, he was looking for one place that had one thing, and that place was the Broncos as far as what he's looking for from his players. He said toughness, unselfishness, and discipline. That's something that we didn't see this past season under Nathaniel Hackett. It's going to be a completely different season. Right. Remember, the Broncos have gone back to back to back first-time coaches. Yeah. Now they've got a guy with a tremendous track record. Really the perfect fit for this Broncos team at this time, I think, Eric.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more, Rod. Thank you so much.
Bet.
And we'll have much more from Sean Payton's introduction on 9 News at 4 and 5. You can always catch more news on our free 9 News app. You can download it on the Apple and Google Play stores. Developing right now, Summit County High School is on lockdown after a reported threat this morning. All other schools in the county were also on lockdown, but they're now all secure. The Summit County Sheriff's Office says there's no active threat to students or staff, but they're closely evaluating what's going on. We'll keep you updated as soon as we learn more. Developing this afternoon, Susan Baffour, the great-aunt accused of murdering her 8-year-old great-nephew, pled not guilty this morning. This is all part of an ongoing 9 News investigation by Darius Johnson and 9 Wants to Know into finding the gaps in the system that led to Demetrius Wilson's death. This weekend marked 8 months since Demetrius was found unresponsive in a Denver apartment. Baffour told police that she beat him with a back scrubber the night before. He didn't wake up the next morning. She was arrested on scene and ultimately charged with his murder. This morning again, she pled not guilty. After months of court hearings, the family says they're finally moving forward in hopes of seeing justice.
The progression feels good. The not guilty plea feels unreal because we know what happened. But, you know, it's a fair trial, I guess, and she's due that. And you know, her day will come. We just have to be patient and diligent.
The 3-day jury trial is set to start July 5th. This week, a kinship bill that addresses some of those gaps we found while he was in Baffour's care will have a first reading. We'll, of course, keep you updated on that progress as well. University of Denver basketball player Coben Porter also appeared in court this morning. Today he was formally advised of the charges against him, which include vehicular manslaughter. Porter allegedly sped through an intersection, hitting and killing an Uber driver. Police say Porter smelled of alcohol and had slurred speech when he was arrested. Police in Colorado Springs say at least one person died after a shooting with police officers. Colorado Springs police say they got a call from a woman just before 1:30 this morning saying a man with a gun was knocking on her apartment door and window. When police arrived, they say they asked the man to drop the gun several times, but the suspect pointed his gun at officers. Colorado Springs police say at least one of the three responding officers fired their gun and killed the suspect. No one else was hurt. All three officers involved are now on administrative leave, which is standard procedure. We'll keep you updated on that developing story as well. We want to take a live look outside over downtown. Looks beautiful out there, that blue sky. Hardly a cloud out there right now, Keely. We had a beautiful weekend. I'm hearing the week, it's going to have its ups and downs, but we have another beautiful weekend to look forward to.
Absolutely. We're going to be pretty average for this time of the year for the week. We did come off of a beautiful weekend with temperatures in the 50s, so it might feel a little chilly out there, but it's actually pretty normal for this time of the year. Let's take you outside right now where we're sitting at 34 degrees. The winds, they are calm right now, but that's going to be the big story as we head into the afternoon, with those winds really starting to pick up and gusting up to, in some areas across the plains, 40 miles per hour and across the mountains. So what's happening right now is we have this weak storm system dropping down from the north of us, from Wyoming, the leading edge of it, bringing out a little bit of light snow to the high country and across the plains right now. We are not getting it here in the metro area, but head to the east, head to the west, and we are seeing some flurries out there. So today, a few flurries possible even for the metro area this afternoon into this evening, but mainly across the plains and up there in the higher elevations, otherwise partly cloudy. 41 degrees, that is our forecast high. So about 4 to 5 degrees cooler than average for this time of the year. Mostly cloudy this evening, but becoming clear overnight with temperatures dropping to about 20 degrees. Fair and dry and sunny tomorrow, getting back up to 44, which is average for this time of the year. But we do have a little bit more snow in the forecast. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit.
Keely, thank you so much. TikTok is frustrating many Colorado lawmakers, specifically how much information its Chinese parent company is taking in. One Colorado senator is becoming a leading voice against the app. During that event, Senator Bennett said TikTok's Chinese parent company poses a national security threat. The app has been getting pushback from both sides of the aisle. Colorado Republican Ken Buck also sponsored a new bill to ban the app on all U.S. devices. Senator Bennett says he supports removing the app from Apple and Google Play stores. He's also suggesting preventing users from downloading the app or getting the latest update. It's all in an effort to keep our data safe from the Chinese government.
Apps that are owned by companies, ByteDance in this case, that's based in Beijing, that's subject to Chinese law that says when we ask you to cough up data on the American people, you have to cough up data on the American people.
TikTok says it is moving to keep American user data here in the U.S. and adding extra protection to make sure the data does stay here. Rescue crews are looking for survivors after Turkey and Syria were hit with their strongest earthquake in a century. China doubles down, saying the U.S. took extreme action to shoot down a civilian target, even though it flew over several military targets.